Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today, inshallah, we'll go through to a new subject that I already explained it for you, but is going to be as a revision for you. It is the expansion and factorization. Okay. All right. So here we'll go firstly through the factorization, how to factorize something. Factorize something like put it in its original picture. Okay. So when we factorize, we always talking about highest common factor. Okay, you need to find the highest common factor so you can factorize any equation. All right, so for example, if you come here, if you go to page 21, exercise 2.2c, the question says factorize the following: 4a plus 10. Okay, we cannot take a as a common factor because you don't have a over here. So the only available things that we have here are the only numbers. Okay, so what could be the only factor that I can take for 4a plus 10? Okay, I cannot take 4 entirely because there is no common, like 4 is not a common factor of 10. 10 has factors, for example, 2, 5, and 10 itself, and 1. Okay, so the highest common factor I can go for here, it's number 2. So I'll write 2. I'll open bracket. So 4 divided by 2, it's 2. A plus 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, so here I have found the common factor, which is 2. Let's go for this question. What is the common factor between 10 and 15? You know for sure that we cannot take a since we don't have a over here. So we're going to talk about only numbers here. So it's very easy to guess that the only common factor that you're going to have here should be within 10 and within 15. Okay. So if I take, for example, 5, like if you check, like take 10 alone and take 15 alone, you'll find that 5 is your highest common factor. So if I take 5, 10 divided by 5, it's 2. A plus 15 divided by 5 is 3. So my highest common factor here, which is 5. All right, let's go for this question. You have 9a plus 21. Okay, so you cannot take 9 because if you divide 21 by 9, you get some fractions, which is it's not going to be highest common factor. The highest common factor should be only integers. Integers means pure number, doesn't have any fraction. Okay, so here you can take number 3 as a common factor since 9 doesn't have that much of common factors here. So it's going to be 3. So 9 divided by 3, it's 3a plus 21 divided by 3, if you check it, it's going to be 7. Okay, so your highest common factor here is going to be number 3 for both 9 and 21. Okay, let's go for question 2, and same goes with all the questions. All right, so here let's just be quick about it. We have 6, we have 3. 3 should be the highest common factor, so I'm going to say that 3. But here you need to be careful. 6 divided by 3 is 2. B. Now usually the students leave this one alone. They're going to say this is going to be 0. 3 divided by 3 is 0. This is wrong. 3 divided by 3, it's not 0. 3 divided by 3, it's 1. And they believe since it's 1, they don't have to write it, then this is another mistake. If there is an addition or subtraction, then you need to mention it. Plus or minus 1. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, here you need to be careful. Some students, they leave this one without writing it. They say because it's 1. No, it's not because it's 1. If it has addition or subtraction, you must write it. Otherwise, if it's like division or multiplication, then yeah, you may leave it because anything multiplied by 1 or divided by 1, it is the same thing. Okay, same goes here. The highest common factor here, immediately you'll know it's number 5. So you're going to write 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. B plus 1. Don't forget number 1. Okay, now 25 plus B plus 10. Okay, here the highest common factor we can go for is 5. So 25 divided by 5 is going to be 5b plus 2. Okay, now a question arises. How to check if my answer is actually correct? Actually, if you multiply this one, if you expand like 2 times 2a and then 2 times 5, it should give you this value. So 2 times 2a is 4a, 2 times 5 is 10. This is check. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Then yes, correct. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. Then yes, correct. And so goes for all the questions. Okay. Now, same question here. We have 15, 25. Highest common factor you can go for here is 5. So it's going to be 15 divided by 5 is 3c minus 5. Okay. And here we have 12c minus 8. So here the highest common factor I can go for is 4. Okay. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Check. 3 times 4 is 12c. 4 times 2 is 8. Alright. Now here, we have a question. We have 8a minus 24. Okay. So what is the highest common factor that we can go for here? Alright. If you actually take 8 as a highest common factor, 8, then 8a divided by 8 is a minus 24 divided by 8, you know for practice 3, because 8 plus 8 16 plus 8 is 24, so this should be 3. All right, so I didn't delete a over here, don't say that it is 0. All right, so I should mention a over here. All right, question number 4. 8 minus 4d, highest common factor here is for sure is number 4. Okay, always take the highest common factor as a positive value. Don't take it as a negative value. You may take it as negative value if you need to do so, but it's preferred to take it as positive value. Okay, so 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, so minus d immediately. Okay, 6 and 4, what is the highest common factor we have here? It's only number 2. So I'll take 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, minus 4 divided by 2 is 2. D. Okay, we have 18 and then we have 12. What is the highest common factor that we can take for both? If you check, for example, if we go for 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4, 12, plus 4 is going to be 16, so 4 cannot be. All right, so the highest common factor should be lower than number 4. If I go for number 2, then yes, it is going to work. So 18 divided by 2, 9, minus 12 divided by 2, 6. D. Okay, so let's check. 2 times 9, 18. And 2 times 6 is 12. All right, question number 5. 6a plus 4b. Now we have two letters. Since a and b is not a common factor between each of them, so I will go for numbers. 6 and 4, highest common factor I can go for here is number 2. So it's going to be 6 divided by 2, 3a, plus 4 divided by 2, 2b. Don't forget the brackets. I mean, the brackets is the key solution here. Okay, so 7c plus 14d, I mean, you can know for fact is 7 is your highest common factor. C plus 14 divided by 7 is 2. D. Okay, we have 12a minus 16. 4 is going to be your highest common factor. Okay, because 12 divided by 4 is 3. A minus 16 divided by 4 is 4. B. Okay. Now, let's go for other question that we might have letters as a common factor. If you go for page number 22, exercise 2.2d, you'll see these questions. All right, now let's take the first question. We have 2ax, 3bx, 4cx. Okay, those numbers, number 2, 3, 4. There is no common factor over here. Okay. How about A? A here is not here, is not here. Then A is not a common factor. X exists here and here and here. Then yes, X is my common factor. Now if I take X, you need to be careful. 2ax divided by x, x with x should be gone, then it's going to remain 2a, plus 3bx divided by x, x with x is gone, so it's going to be 3b, plus 4cx divided by x is 4c. And now if you check your solution, if you want to know that you're right or not, if you multiply this x by each of them, you should get the result like this one. So yes, if you multiply x times 2a is going to be 2ax, and so it goes for the others. Okay, let's go for this question. 7 and 8, there is no common factor over here. If you check them, each of them, there is no common factors between them. How about the letter A? A, it only exists here but doesn't exist here. How about the letter B? B exists here and here. Then yes, B is going to be my common factor. So it's going to be 7a minus 8c. Alright? Okay, now let's go for question 2a. We have 3pq minus 4q plus 5qs. You can see that the numbers 3, 4, 5 has no common factor, so ignore them. You can see that q only repeat itself in each section, so it's going to be q, my highest common factor. So I'm going to write q, 3p minus 4 plus 5s. I will delete anything which has q. Alright, now let's go for question B. We have 2mn minus 3nr plus 5np. You can see the numbers that 2, 3, and 5 has no common factors. Alright, let's go for the other letters. M, it doesn't exist over like in the others. N exists for each of them, so N is my common factor. I'll write N, open the bracket, 2m minus 3r plus 5p. I will delete anything which has N. Okay, why deleting? It's not actually deleting, because if you divide it, N divided by N is going to give you 1. So in each of them there is number 1, but number 1 we shouldn't write it anyway. Okay, let's go for question 3a. We have 4ax plus 3x to the power of 2. If you just take a look at it, 4 and 3, I mean, they are no common factor. A is not, but x exists. But okay, here we have a question. We have x and x to the power of 2. Like both of them. Which one I should take? I will take the lower one. The one that has lower power. Should be my highest common factor. Okay, so I'm going to take x only, since this one is the lower power, it is to the power of 1, and this is to the power of 2, I'll take to the power of 1. Okay, now open the bracket. So 4ax, if you divide it by x, it's going to be 4a plus 3x to the power of 2 divided by x. Some students will write only 3. No, x to the power of 2 divided by x, you know. If you refer to the indices section, x to the power of 2 divided by x, same basis, then we subtract the powers. This one to the power of 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it should be what? X. So here I should write what? X. Don't forget this one. Same goes here. The number is not common factors. You have only b. And then you're going to open bracket 4a minus 3b. Okay, all right, let's go for question 4a. You have 6p to the power of 2 minus 5pq. You can see that 6 and 5 is not a common factor. You only have p. I'll write immediately p letter over here. I'll write 6p minus 5q. P has gone because p divided by p is 1. And same goes here, 7 and 2, there is no common factor. You can see that only m is a common factor. I'll take the lowest one. It's going to be m. So 7n minus 2m. This is my answer. Okay, last question. Okay, x to the power of 2 minus ax. I'll take immediately x as a common factor, so it should be x minus a. And same goes here. P, Q, R, and then P. So I'll take P, the lower one, and then I will have Q, R minus P. Okay, that's it for today. What I want from you is to check your answers with me. If you have any mistake with any answer, answer them back, and then send me all the answers in the Discord. That's it for today. See you next video. Assalamu alaikum.